Hey, welcome to Picture This Film Reviews. I am Matt, and as you can see, I'm all by myself this week. But that's okay. Dan will be back. Um, Today, I am here to talk to you about the new movie Insidious, The Red Door, the fifth installment in the Insidious franchise. It just was released technically Thursday the 6th. The wide release, of course, was the 7th. I saw it Thursday evening, um, and I have a lot to say about it. So I'm going to just start off by saying no spoilers. So this is a spoiler-free review. If you have not seen Insidious, The Red Door, it's okay to keep watching. Um, I felt that this movie was, and I wasn't sure what about this movie going in because I really felt like it could go either way, right? It could either be really good or it could go really bad and be like a just a trash movie. Thankfully, I liked this movie. I thought Insidious, The Red Door was a return to form, in my opinion. Um, and really, I'm going to go on a limb. I'm going to say it. I think it is the best sequel since the second movie. And it is truly, if you're a fan of the Insidious movies, it really truly is the real Insidious Chapter 3. Even though it's the fifth movie, this is really the real third movie. The Insidious movies have always really focused on the Lambert family and particularly the character of Dalton Lambert, played by Ty Simpkins. It's always kind of been his story, at least those first two movies before they started doing the prequels. Um, Ty Simpkins returns here, and I think well, not only does he return, he gets first billing over Patrick Wilson. So this is his movie. And I think he does well. Um, as a child actor, when he was coming up, he showed a lot of promise, with Iron Man 3 and Jurassic World. And of course, the first two Insidious movies, like he was a young actor. I was like, okay, be on the lookout because he's kind of showing up in everything. And then he kind of faded away for a little bit until Endgame. He was at the end of Endgame. But really, we haven't seen him in a while. So it was good to see him not only grown up and back on the big screen, but also he still can act. Sometimes child actors grow up and they can't act anymore. They lose the ability, or maybe they just were never that good to begin with. I thought Ty Simpkins here did good. He wasn't, he didn't blow me away, but he was good. He still had decent acting chops. Um, Now, as mentioned, I thought this was one of the better sequels. I wasn't the biggest fan of 3 and 4. They're fine for what they are, but they don't live up to those original two movies, which I think are really good. Um, and like I said, we're returning to the Lambert family, and they make it feel more like a sequel, a true sequel. And all of the characters and cast from those first two movies return. Of course, we get Rose Byrne. We get even Lynn Shay comes back as Elise, and archival footage, and then also a mild, mild spoiler. She shows up elsewhere in the movie, um, and I feel Patrick Wilson, who this is his first time directing a movie. This is directorial debut. I thought he did great with not only directing but also acting in this. He plays supporting to Ty Simpkins. Um, and aside from those characters that we all already know and love, um, standout here for me was Sinclair Daniel, who played a new character, and I thought she was phenomenal. She was funny. She provided the comic relief of this movie, and almost every time she was on screen, I wanted to see what her character was going to do. So she was a very fun character and very fun new addition to this franchise. The horror, the scares, I think were effective. And they weren't. I mean, there was definitely some jump scares, some cheesy. I don't want to say cheesy, but cheap. There were some cheap jump scares, to make the audience go, "Huh." But there was also a lot of suspense, and I like that. There was like psychological suspense in it. that hadn't really been seen in the last couple of movies. And I thought that this movie handled that well. Uh, and it was very well done. Overall, I hope. Well, let me get into my rating. I'm gonna go ahead and rate this 3 stars. Um, it's not a bad movie at all. I really, really enjoy it. It's not quite a 4 star though. I mean, I really debated on giving this 4 stars because it's close. It's a close 4 star, but really, the Insidious movies, to me anyway, in my opinion, have almost all been 3 star movies. Um, so I think this falls right in there with that. If I was going to rank them, I mean, the original's great, right? I mean, the original's the best, but really, I think 2 is the overall better movie. Um, but 1, 2, and both of those could flip flop. Depending on the day, I could take either one, 2, 1, 1, 2. Then this, the Red Door. Then number 4, the last key, and then chapter 3 would be last. And again, there's not really a bad Insidious movie, in my opinion. There's just some better than others, and this was definitely better than the last 2. So I hope that this really closes the door on these movies, pun intended, because I thought it was a good stopping point. And I think if they were to continue, it would just, keep deteriorating in the sequels. And I thought this was exactly what this franchise needed: return to form, return to the original characters to see where they are 10 years later. And it does that very well. So, guys, that is it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have you seen Insidious the Red Door? If so, what did you think about it? Am I crazy, or was this actually kind of good? Leave me a comment, like, subscribe, all those good things. And of course, we'll be back next week with another episode of Picture This Film Reviews. Again, I am Matt, and everyone have a great week. Love one another. See you guys.